guys, welcome back to Making It. Today we're going to be doing a little fermented ramp cucumber rice salad. All right, this thing is a lot of fun. You can either eat it fresh, unfermented, little cucumber salad. You can ferment it, have it as its own little type of fun little crowdy thing. Or what I like to do is make it fresh or have the fermented one, mix it with some warm rice, and you got yourself a little nice little meal. All right, let's go through the ingredients real quick. We do a little homage. I say that word wrong every different time. We'll do a little homage, a little respect to the ingredients in today's preparations, okay? Little moment of silence for the ramp gods. Birds are chirping. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's actually very delightful. Ramps are here, and this is what we got. I picked them, left the bulbs in, let them grow. They take a while to reproduce. I know a couple of healthy patches, but I still take only what I need. And when you do pick them, I like to store them in a little jar with some water in the fridge. You'll get a little bit of time out of them. They're pretty hardy. They don't like heat. They'll wilt out quick, and that's what kills them come late May around here, early mid-May. Delicious flavor from the stem all the way to the tips of the leaves. Completely edible. We got a little clean little radish, little red radish. We got some Persian cucumbers and the old English hothouse or whatever the heck they call them. Some really nice feta cheese from Vermont, and it's delicious. It's freaking delicious. We also have some Furikake, Furikake, and this is just seaweed, probably some other sketchy stuff. It's just like a really nice little rice topper. And I like to add it into things. The seaweed gives it a little bit of like a funky little umami, and it's just delightful. Little bee pollen. We've used this before on the show. When you see a honeybee flying and their back legs have like clumps of yellow pollen that they collect on, pollinators. It's got such a unique flavor. If you've never had it, order it online. Get yourself a jar of bee pollen. Phenomenal on ice cream, yogurt. We got white sesame seeds. Can't get enough of them. And some pink peppercorn. I'm a 2 peppercorn mill kind of guy. I got my pink and I got my black. Anyway, let's make the salad here. Thank you, Lord of Death, and everyone in spring for finally coming to the Northeast, because me, myself, and everyone else I know, we really needed it. It's like 65 degrees out. Boating season's coming up. Gardening season. Turkey season. Fishing season, swimming season. We got a nice little bowl. First thing first, I'm gonna peel this old hog of a cucumber, the English one. Nothing crazy, I don't mind a little bit, to be honest, but I just wanna give it, take some of it off. You can eat these peels, they're actually pretty nice. It's a pretty easy eating cucumber. And I washed these already. What I like to do is a little warm water, I scrub them quick, and then I shock them again with cold water. So make sure you wash things really well. If you can, grow your own cucumbers. Oh boy, what a treat. I'm gonna nip the little nibbins off. All right, we'll feed them to the chickens. Chickens love this stuff. And what we're gonna do with these, we're gonna give them the old little jab. I don't understand how some people don't like cucumbers. That just helps kind of bust them up, get the juices going a little bit of a different shape and texture from the English cucumber I'm gonna use. Okay, beautiful. Right in the old bowl. And this mammer jammer, we're gonna have right down the center. Look at that. Some people did a spoon, they scrape out the seeds. I don't mind the seeds. And we're gonna go straight half coins. Because we are gonna ferment this. Well, not this particular one. Well, I am actually. But we're gonna do the old lacto-fermented rule of thumb on salt. 2% salt by weight. So I wanna measure all my vegetables, and then we'll add some salt. I got my nice little scale here. Right in there, come on. Right in there. Okay, and then I'm gonna add my radishes and ramps. I nip off the little rat tail on the old radish rat tail. And then I do same as the English cucumber, just little half circles, about a 1/4 inch thick. But you know, you can go thinner, you can go thicker, whatever you wanna do. All right, next up, I wanna cut the ramps. For this part of the ramp, I like to give it a nice little, small little bits, just because it's a little more fibery, all the way up until you start hitting the greens. And you lose the pink stems. High in polyphenols, a little more, yeah, right in there. Me and Griffin went the other day to the patch. We picked some of these. Kids are good at foraging. I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. Their eyes are a little lower, just calibrated. Right into there, that's nice. That's what we're gonna do. So now that we have all of our produce chopped up, we wanna do our salt for the ferment, for the magical rule of thumb with lacto fermentation, 2% salt by weight. So we have 824 grams. Show you how I do this. All right, it's like second grade math, but let me show you how I do this. 16.48 grams of salt. We're gonna do 16, 15, 16.1. Now we're gonna add sesame seeds. I'm going to add, let's say, tablespoon. Bee pollen, teaspoon. That's nice. Furikake. You could probably, let's say, a tablespoon. You could mix this as a salad now, add your rice, add your feta cheese if you wanted to. We're gonna prepare this as though it were ferment. So what I like to do is mix everything up nice and give everything just a gentle little crush with the hand, a light little massage. All right, we're gonna use the natural waters and moisture that come out of the cucumber, the radishes, the ramp that the salt are gonna draw out, as it does in any type of a little, kind of like making a sauerkraut or a kimchi for that matter. It's already starting to look a bit wet, and you just wanna make sure everything's nice and even and starts to get a little wilty. As a cold salad, as we were gonna eat it, I'd say half an hour to an hour before you serve is plenty of time. But if you were gonna do a ferment and pack it into a jar, you wanna let this kind of go through 2 of these, let it sit for about an hour and a half, get a nice little basin of liquid brine that starts to form, and just like kraut, pack it into a jar, tamp it down, set it, and forget it, buddy. I started one 2 days ago, a little swappo, but it's doing this nice little thing here. Look at all that liquid that is already accumulated in there. Oh, it's starting to give a little bit of pushback. I'm not expecting too much yet. This has only been, like I said, a day and a half, and it has been a little chilly in the old studio. But let's give it a listen, see if it gasses at all. Ooh, little pop. Did you hear that? Give us a little pop there. Ooh, yeah, that smells good. Things are breaking down a little bit, starting to get a little funky, but not really. The fermentation hasn't kicked off a ton yet. I'm gonna leave that out there for a few more days. It's starting to warm up. And once it starts getting bubbly, I'll check it every day. Cucumbers, radishes, ramps, all pretty eager to ferment. They're gonna be giving off that gas, and this thing will turn into a little fermentation tasty bomb. So you want to off gas it, get an air valve, or just drape some cheesecloth over it. But we'll put that over back at the old fermentation station. Once you're at a good spot with it and you got nice little bubbles forming, throw the whole jar with a lid right in the fridge, and you are pretty good to go for a few weeks. Eat it with anything. Good on a burger, good with fish, good in a salad like we're gonna do today. I'm gonna show you how I like to use it. Easy thing to cook, and for relatively a very inexpensive meal. And it's just a really satisfying, simple, awesome way to eat a fermented vegetable, or just a fun little fresh cucumber salad here. Oh, lastly, before I forget, pink peppercorn. Optional, but I love it. The husk of the pink cherry, the peppercorn, just has this really shattery, amazing paper-like flake that just, it'll speckle its little pink pepperiness all throughout the salad. Not super spicy, but big floral sweet flavors, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So let's build this little rice salad, all right? We got our salad that's been salted, seasoned, and spiced, and now it's just kind of hanging out. It got a little bit of its own brine going there, which is great. That green from the ramps just gives it a really beautiful flavor. It adds a nice little oniony, garlicky flavor to it. Really an incredible vegetable. If you haven't had it before, try to get your hands on it in the spring, farmers markets, or take a walk in the woods, Maybe you'll find one. Maybe you won't. Take some of that feta, crumble it. I like it kind of on the bigger side. As we hit the warm rice gets on there, it does really nice things. And as we mix it up, it'll break down a little bit more. So kind of some big little chunky pieces there. Now let's add some rice. Again, I kind of like to work in batches to find a nice little balance there and just kind of let it mix. What I also like to do is hit a little bit of olive oil in here just to give it a little fat. The rice is cooked in ghee and a little salt as well, so things are going to be good. Because it's not a rice salad, it's more of a cucumber salad with rice. Almost becomes a little dressing. The olive oil, the feta cheese, the liquid from the ramps and from the cucumbers. That's it. I mean, that's our salad. Plate it up here. Imagine you had some grilled lamb. Bowl of this. Cucumber rice salad with some wild ramps, radishes. Ooh. Hit it with a little more sesame, just for fun. Maybe a couple little, oops, what are those? Little bee pollen crumblers. What I really love about this salad, A, is how simple and delicious it is. It kind of gets a little better as it sits for a half an hour, When you eat it right as you mix it, it's good. 20 minutes later, the cheese, all those juices, they just do really wonderful things as they hydrate the rice. It's just a really phenomenal salad. Super easy to make, good the next day. Super versatile, goes with just about anything. The ramp's spicy, garlicky. Like it tastes like it's good for you. Cucumbers are refreshing, crispy. The fermented version, if you want to add that into the rice, saucier, funkier, sour. It's unbelievable. I love it both ways. Just wanted to share with you a fun way to use a salad before you ferment it and after in the same application. What I really like about it is how versatile it is. You can fool around with it. You can slap different flavor profiles in, try different cheeses. Want to throw some pear in there? Knock yourself out. Great with chicken, fish, rice, shrimp, lamb, nilgai. Whatever you want to do. Rice, cucumber, ramp salad. Make it at home. Ferment it. Eat more fermented food. Good for your gut. Keep you healthy. And it's fun. Cooking should be fun. Eating should be fun. Okay? I love you. I got a podcast coming out in July. Check that out. It's called Lay It On Me. Lay Your Story On Me. We're going to talk about all the talks and all the walks and all the alligators and all the tomatoes and how you got into making bocce balls. Yep, it's a podcast about bocce ball makers. Thanks for hanging. We love you. Let me know in the comments something else we should make. I'm always looking for fun ideas. Fun ideas to fucking cook with. So, what, Billy? Believe this guy. Anyway, we love you. Old Silly Sally over here. Let's get Silly Sally some salad. Chicken, fish, lamb, rice, shrimp, fish, lamb, rice, chicken, shrimp, lamb. Yeah, it was the best thing we ever shot.